Well, this has been a while. What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel, and welcome back to this week without football. Well, more likely, this month without football. Yeah, I probably should put my hands up. I've completely forgotten to film this week without football for a while, or 3 weeks. So yeah, I apologise for that. But at least you've got this month without football, I guess. Now, to be honest, I don't really know where to start with this one, because since the last episode, UK went into lockdown, everyone started doing TikToks, Boris Johnson got the coronavirus, Boris Johnson beat the coronavirus, and football got cancelled indefinitely. So where do we start? First, I think we should start with the main priority of my videos, Harrogate Town and the National League. Now, this last month has been quite honestly ridiculous with the amount of decisions they've made. It went from 1 minute them cancelling the league full stop to them wanting to carry on, to then the next minute wanting the league for the teams to decide, and then now saying no. Honestly, we don't have a clue what's going on basically. And yes, I understand it's a very tough situation. We're in a pandemic. It's awful for everyone. But surely you should make a decision. Like, bearing in mind, step 3, 4 and below have all been cancelled. Like, stopped fully. So they're waiting to see what the National League say on what to do. Now the National League can't decide. So like, bearing in mind we've now got to make a decision for the EFL and all that, something needs to be decided. Now in my opinion, looking at all of it, the season will continue somehow in the summer when this all finishes. I reckon the season will start early July again and probably will not finish until like end of October, or no, end of September basically. And I reckon we'll have like a very short season next year for the start like in like end of October and go all the way through to May, like a very like short season, like we get rid of the FA Trophy and stuff like that. So it's a very tough situation. Obviously it's been weird for us because we're second in the league, so it has involved us being promoted and stuff like that. Now obviously I'd love to be promoted, but I'm kind of praying the season doesn't get cancelled because we still have a shot at Wembley. Like that's the main thing that's one of the things we wanted this season. So obviously if we kept that going, that would be an amazing thing for us. But looking at it all, if the way I think it's going to go, the way I want it to go is the season to continue, the way I think it's going to go, I think it's going to be Barrow going up, and that's it, because of the Barry situation. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I'd also like to say a massive thank you to the Premier League, who have donated some of their money to the National League clubs who are suffering. I know teams like Barnet and stuff have had to not pay staff or players fully, so it's a tough situation for everyone. A massive thank you to the Premier League for doing that. Now, obviously, if you didn't realise, Boris Johnson did get the coronavirus a couple of weeks ago, did go into intensive care. Now, thankfully, he did recover from it, and he's now, I think, fit and healthy, and now working again for the government, which is really, really good to hear. But I think we need to take the time to thank the NHS, all the care workers, and all the supermarket workers, because without them, we'd be in absolute hell. Like, the NHS have kept us going so well, and they need all the support we can get. So, honestly, I know it looks like today's an absolutely beautiful day and you want to go outside and enjoy the weather, but just please stay at home. Enjoy the weather in your garden or something, because if we stay at home, we'll save the NHS and all the care workers, all the supermarket workers, and honestly, if we all work together, we can beat this virus quicker. And I think the way it's going, we could be the most affected country in Europe with the virus. So it's not looking good, but if we stick together, we can get through it. And I'd like to as well, I know the NHS gets a lot of recognition, but I think the people that don't get enough recognition is the supermarket workers and the care workers, because they put in so much effort for us. Like the supermarket workers, like they put food out every single day. Some of it is even like selling out. So for them to even go in every day and risk their lives for us to get to have food is a huge thing. So thank you to everyone who stayed at home, and thank you to everyone going out working and risking their lives for the country. Now as well, today is when I'm filming this video, I don't know when it's going out, but when I'm filming this, today is International Goalkeeping Day, and that reminds me, a few weeks ago I got really bored when it was locked down, so I decided to become James Belshaw. There you go, I'll do. Where are we at? Yeah. No. Oh no! No! Want to get involved? Go on, come here. Okay, you want to leave now? Alright, okay. Second try. Come on. Come on. Oh. Oh. Oh no. No. I'm reading my notes when I was meant to actually upload this video, and it says about players taking pay cuts. Now, obviously, if you didn't realise, the Premier League and some of their players have been getting a lot of slate recently off the government. Now, I understand the frustration. They're the most paid people in the country, in my opinion. They are. They get so much money, but for example, we don't know about because I agree with them taking pay cuts, but like, it depends how much, because yes, they make 300,000 a week, but for all you know, they could be donating half of that to charity or donating it half to their parents, something like that, to like keep people to help people out. So for all we know, they could be using anything for that money. So I feel like they've been slightly a little bit too harshly, in my opinion, because yes, they make a lot of money, but they could use anything. They could be helping other people out, and I think this what they've made is like they've made an organisation. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's like Play Together is, I think is what it's called, of well, they take loads of money to the NHS workers. Now, the thing I found funny is John Henderson, Liverpool captain of obviously my second favourite team, he turned round before they even got the criticism and even said they're going to make this organisation and donate some money. So how come that didn't get recognised when they all got slated? Like, yes, it's bad, but I'd like to say it's just, I feel like the government are just like, need to worry about more things than people taking pay cuts. Like, come on, we've got a pandemic going on, and all you're worried about is players taking pay cuts. Like, seriously, come on. But honestly, I think the players have done really, really well. I think it's now England ladies team have done the exact same thing, and so have basically all the teams. And I think it's great because this Newcastle United player is taking a pay cut of its £850 a week contract, which I think is amazing. So I think the Premier League now is all working together, and I think they're showing really why they are Premier League footballers and why they're role models. I mean, to be fair, I just said about role models, but we can't really say that with Kyle Walker and Jack Grealish, can we? Yeah. Now, speaking of the Premier League, EFL, and the National League deciding on what to do with football, the Scottish Premier League and all the leagues in that have been voting this week on what to do with it. Now, this has been probably one of the weird story to report, because obviously they're voting, but they're going to vote for points per game for every league below this Premiership, so I don't really know how that makes sense. But it was, they had, like, I can't remember what the exact votes, but they had enough votes for every other league to do points per game. But for the Championship, and they were waiting for Dundee United to confirm their vote to see what happens. Now, Dundee United have just confirmed they're going to vote against the plans, which means they can't go ahead. That's they're one team away from doing it, so that's mental. So, not sure what's going to happen there, but they were so close to the points per game, and now it's been called off, so a bit interesting, that one. Now, some good news this week is Jimmy Greaves, ex-England striker, has left hospital this week after he did not get tested positive for coronavirus. So that's some great news. I know as well Kenny Dalglish got tested positive, so hope he recovers well, because he's an absolute legend for me. He's like a great striker, he's like an idol, so hopefully he recovers, and I hope everyone who has got the disease or who's suffering with loss and stuff like that, I hope you guys keep going. Right, welcome to part 2 of this month about football. Now, I wasn't meant to film today, but there's an announcement come out which I think I can't really leave. Now, you're probably wondering what it is, and the National League have just announced today that National League North, South, and the National League Premier, the main, basically Harrington Towns League, has been called off completely, which means there'll be no more games this season. And now all we're waiting on now is a decision to see what happens with promotion, relegation, or if the season is voided. Now, first thoughts, I think it's kind of ridiculous the way it's been handled, because I'll admit that, to be fair, the league, they asked all the clubs to vote, which I thought was fair enough. But if you look at it, I don't think that's fair, because the teams mid-table and teams in the relegation zone are always going to vote for the season to get voided or to end it, because it's going to benefit them and not benefit teams that are like, for example, like Harrington Town, who are higher up in the league. The thing I think that's also a bit frustrating as well is the National League North and South only got given 8 votes out of the entire leagues. It's like it's like 40 clubs, like, basically had to vote, only got about 8 votes, where it's not really that fair, I don't think. And I feel like if the National League gave the South and the North more votes, it could be a completely different story. But I think it's just frustrating that we know no football now until it'll be September now, won't it? it's like August, September till no football. It's going to be a long time. Now, obviously, I feel like this, you look at it, this is the right decision to cancel the season. I think it's just tough seeing how it's handled, and health comes first, but I feel like the way it's been handled by the league hasn't been great. Like going from 1 week saying they want to call it off to the next week saying that it's going to continue. I think it's just been ridiculous. And like, it's interesting now what's going to happen, because if the players continue, that's the thing I don't get. So if you can cancel the season, how can the players continue? So surely, if they're going to do points per game, Harrogate Town should get promoted and Barrow should get promoted. Now, personally, in my opinion, I feel like they should only promote. I could be biased, I'm a Harrogate Town fan, but personally, I think Barrow should be the only team going up, because bear in mind they've been top of the league for basically the entire season, and obviously of the Bury situation, I feel like it's only fair Barrow go up, and then they try and work it out from there. But I feel like the main priority of it is Barrow deserve to go up. Like, it's only fair. But if the playoffs do happen, I still think Harrogate Town will go up either way, because we're a strong enough team. But I think it's just frustrating because we were catching Barrow up as well, which is a bit annoying. But it is what it is. Another thing as well is a bit of an announcement is I have joined a new YouTube group. Now, a lot of non-league creators have been coming together over the last couple of weeks and been talking, and I am pleased to announce that we have made a thing called Non-League TV, which I think we're making loads of videos over the next couple of months about non-league football. There's five YouTubers in it, including me, and it's just great to be a part of. They're a great set of lads, and I'm looking forward to be a part of it. I'll leave the link in the description to the YouTube channel. I think we've hit in the first couple of days about 30 subs, which is really, really good. So it's great to see so many people getting involved, and I think it's great to see how many. I think we've got it's ranging from Dover fan to a Sutton fan to an Absolute fan. So it's great to see different clubs getting involved. I mean, it's like 5 of it all together, so it's amazing. But yeah, I'm glad to be a part of it, and I think it's just proven how far YouTube's gone a little bit for non-league, because non-league doesn't get enough recognition in my opinion. So to make something like this and probably get it out there is the best thing, because I love non-league football's the best thing ever. And I know if Harrogate Town gets promoted, it'll be in Football League, which is obviously I want that. But non-league football's one of the favourite leagues I want, favourite leagues to me, because it's just so good to watch. And it's been hard without the football, I think, as well, because what league was I watching? The other day, I think something popped up. I've been watching the Bulgarian league, is it? The non-league in Bulgaria. They popped up. And the funny thing is, I was messing around with my mate, and we were like, oh yeah, we'll pick a team each. I picked this team called, I think it's Schlats or something. The day later, their fan account follows me, which was quite funny. So, yeah, it's just we've been messing around looking at other football leagues. But I feel like as an overview of everything in this part of the video, I completely agree that the National League should be called off. But I think the way they've done it is a bit too unfair. Because I feel like the way clubs have voted, they've only voted to benefit themselves. Where I feel like they should have looked at it as a whole and gone, okay, right, you've got to give people in the playoffs a chance and the people in the relegation zone a chance. I feel like if you continue the season, teams like Fylde, Ebbsfleet, all in the bottom 4 could have had a chance of staying up. Because I think it was quite close at the time. And when you look at the top of the league, I think we were 3 or 4 points off Barrow, which could have made it very, very interesting if that had happened. So either way, you can look at it. Notts County will come back into the mix, so are Yeovil. So either way you look at this, it's going to be a very, very tough decision. I feel like whatever they decide, it's going to go everything's going to go mental. But I feel like end of the season now is really, really, really upsetting, because I felt this season is, for me as well, it's kind of been the one where I've put my foot down and proved to people what I can do on YouTube. So to have it end so quickly is really annoying. But next season, I think, is going to be a bigger and better year. Obviously, with non-league TV coming into the mix, as well as jobs at town and obviously YouTube. It's going to be a great year next year. But I'd like to quickly say a massive thank you for all the support over the last year. I think this season has probably been my favourite season to record, and I feel like the content has improved 10 times better than I ever expected it to. I mean, I was looking back at old videos the other day, and how on earth you guys watched them, I will never know. We've gone from filming games with an iPhone 4 to filming on a proper camera I'm using now, so it's absolutely incredible, and I can't thank you guys enough. And I feel like without the support from you guys, this channel wouldn't have continued, because it was tough. I think the second season I wasn't getting many views. I think in the start of this season I wasn't getting many views as well. I was only averaging 200-300, so I thought no, people don't want to watch them. And then when we picked up pace, we were getting a couple thousand, views, a few videos, and I feel like we were getting a lot of subs. I think we're now nearly on 700, which is amazing. So obviously, if you haven't subscribed already, please go subscribe, because it means a lot to me if you do, and I love making these videos for you guys. So it just means a lot. But this season's just been incredible. I think second season in the National League, we're second in the league, and some of the memories we've had Joe Lee's goal against Solihull Moors, which was absolutely incredible. Mark Beck's 3 goals against Halifax at their ground, and then obviously his goal against Portsmouth, which is a proper highlight for me. And the scenario that day with all the lights going off and all that situation, but it's just mental. I'm currently looking at a poster now of all the Highgate Town players this season, ranging from John Stead to Mark Beck, Warren Burrell, Connor Hall, Will Smith, all them lot, and it's just incredible to see how far that team's gone, especially for some players like Brendan Kennedy, who came up from National League South and proved himself to be one, in my opinion, a great player at the club and one of my favourites. And I feel like some players have had a tough start to the season, didn't get enough games, like George Thompson didn't get enough games to start the season, wasn't getting in the first team, and then right at the end of the season he was just picking up his pace. I think he got 2 goals and an assist against Yeovil, so it just shows how strong this team has become. Like Jack Muldoon being our top goal scorer, he's scoring some really, really good goals for us. I feel like everywhere around the team we had strength this season where we didn't before. Like, it's just been a really, really good season, and I feel like some players have had bad games, but some players will always have bad games, but I think every single player has bounced back from them and carried on, which I think is incredible. And honestly, I can't thank them enough. This has been probably one of the last 3 years have been incredible as a Town fan. Like, we do, like, our fans do give a lot of criticism, but we have to look at it and think now, like, look at it, we've had the best 3 years possible, going from promotion to finishing 5th in our first season, now we're 2nd in the league when it's been ended. So I don't think you can't complain about where we are. Bear in mind, we were just a town full of tea shops. We were semi-professional 4 years ago, and now we're looking at going to the EFL for hopefully the first ever time, and on FIFA 21 if it happens. But I feel like it's just looking back at it all, it's just incredible, because I don't know, it's just, there's something about this team that makes it special. Like, for me, it's not a football team; it's a family. I've made such a close relationship with some of the players and some of the fans and like staff there. Like, there's gonna be memories I'm never gonna forget. Like, for goodness sake, away games this season. I don't think I put it on camera, but we Barrow away. We were at McDonald's half 1 in the morning thinking about Will Smith, and then going into that Tesco's after Halifax away, thinking about who put the ball in the Shaman net. Stuff like that you just don't get anywhere else, and I feel like football non-league is the best thing to like ever exist, and I'm so glad it does. But anyway, I'm probably going to end the video here. It's been a bit of this video has been hectic. I'm sorry, it's an absolute mess. I'm going to try and edit it down somehow, but hope you guys have enjoyed watching the video. Drop a like on it, subscribe to my channel. I will be making a proper season review, end of season review soon. I'm just going to get a couple of players to do like some videos for me to get them in the video as well, so should be interesting. But hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. Drop a like on it, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.